Hey all, Russ here, RVerTV. Welcome. Check it out. We're leaving Hurricane, Utah. Been here quite a few days. Got done with the Matt's off-road event. Visited Zion, all over the place around here. So we're going to take a really long way all the way back to Arizona. Made a reservation for over by Lake Powell tonight. Should be a fun event. Ooh, look at that view. Oh, we got to check that before we get too far up the road. Wow, look at that. These people wake up every morning to that view of those mountains, huh? They're all snow-capped right now. Oh my goodness, that's a junkyard right down below. These cliffs go straight off. What a pretty place. I mean, what a place to live. Very expensive here. There is booming construction everywhere in this area. Over there is where the Red Cliffs were, where we visited that area. And that Silver Reef ghost town, all that right up there nestled along those mountains. Was it Quail Creek camping area too? All right, well, so long, Hurricane. We're on the road. We got about 60 miles plus to get over to Kanab, Utah. We're actually going to cut right back into Arizona and then right back up into Utah. This would be kind of cool. And then once we get over to Page, that's in Arizona too, Lake Powell. Be interesting to see how the lake's doing too, if it came up. I wonder. Been a while since I've been there. Okay, we're getting into Colorado City here. And the state line should be up here somewhere. I need to grab some fuel someplace here too. You can also cut down to the north rim of the Grand Canyon through here. Where is it? I'm looking for that state line. Here it is, right here. Welcome to Arizona. Yay. Yeah, for a few miles and we'll be back in Utah. I think there's a big like grocery store gas station up here. I've stopped here before. Here it is, Bees Market and gas station. Even got a dollar store here. How about that? In case you're wondering, sun's just coming up. It's early. I want to get on the road early. In Kanab, when we get through there, there's a visitor center I want to stop at. Check out some of the old town there, and then when we truck across over to Page, we'll be back in Utah. We'll try to find a couple cool places to stop, hopefully. Kind of a travel day, but might as well make fun out of it. I'm gonna go in and grab some water and a couple goodies, put in the fridge, grab some fuel, let that sun come up a little bit, and then we'll be on our way. All right, all stocked up, fueled up. Nice store. My goodness, they got everything in there. I looked on the phone. There's a place called Pipe Springs that we're going to stop. It's got a ton of Mormon history, Mormon trail. It goes way back. So I thought that'd be a fun little stop on the way. It should be about 20 miles up the road here. Then from there, we'll head on into Kanab, which that's an old movie town. A lot of westerns were filmed around there, around Kanab. Made it. We're first ones here. Yay. They just opened the gate. Well, let's go in and check it out. The old fort's not open yet for another 20 minutes. I am literally the first one through the door. Like I planned it like that. Huge history here. Native American, Mormon. The spring provided water for huge cattle farms and ranches. Kind of out here in the middle of nowhere by itself, this place. Well, they have quite a few workers here that will kind of guide you through. Once we get out to fort, it's supposed to be someone out there. They did say the spring is turned off right now because they're doing some repair. What we got back here? More artifacts. John Wesley Powell. Old chair from back in the day. That is an old-time armchair traveler. And a little movie you can watch. Camera's not liking that fluorescent light. Sorry about that. The Mormons and Indians relations. What a trying time back then. All these settlers coming in. Wow, look at them swords, huh? It was a water source, campsite, and a ranch. There's a picture of the fort. We're going to be out there. It's out back. It's still here. Wow. Even what they purchased back then, prices, bill of sale. There's part of the fort there. More artifacts from back then. Look at the old iron. Put it on the stove, heat it up. Churn your butter. That must have been huge, having all that cattle here. That saddle looks like new, doesn't it? Faces from the past. Wow. Saving history right here. What a picture that is. How'd you like to have that one? All the horses in front of the fort. All right, fort ought to be opening up time we get out there. International Dark Sky Park. You know, there's an RV park right up the road from here. You can stay out here. In the middle of nowhere. What we got over here? Pipe Springs. Looks like crops, what they grew. Well, they had water for a while. Think of all the thousands, tens of thousands of people that been out through here. Probably more than that. It's quiet out here. At home in the desert. Oh, the Native Americans. Grass huts. Just like that. I bet kids and groups, schools come out here. Nice bench to sit on. Well, the lady said there's a couple longhorn steer up here, so we got to go find them. There is a fee to get in here, but my senior card got me in. I keep getting asked about that. It's a card that I paid $80 for a few years ago. And it's a lifetime pass to get in all these parks. Gets campground discounts, all kinds of stuff. They also offer military cards where the military can get in free. I don't even think you pay for those. Not real sure. Check their website. And I believe they offer other type passes. Wow, look at that old wagon there, huh? All this dirt's been raked. This looks perfect here. Perfect weather right now. It's supposed to get windy later. When I check for our trip, we got a lot of miles yet to do to get over to Page. That's why I took off early. All right, here's the two longhorns. They are a couple bums, huh? One's named Roast and the other one's Stew. Old fence and everything here. Pretty cool. The door to the fort is open. We'll check out these little buildings over here first. Maybe living quarters back in the day. That is one heavy duty roof. All them logs. Wow. Old fireplace. Probably rebuilt, restored, but that's cool. They're saving it. I'd like to have a cabin that looks like this, huh? Historic structures. Yeah, shows them rebuilding it. Very cool. Well, looks like some of the walls were original, maybe, huh? Yeah, that woods is perfect. Well, cool. Who knows who lived in here, huh? But guess what? They all had the same view. The view never changes. Well, there's your his and hers restrooms. Oh, we got another one here. The Mormon militia. Some old pictures of the troops. This was a guardhouse. Aha. More history. Wonder if that's a real picture. I bet it is. Just a ton of cattle. Even the fence. They put it back up. Look, makes it look original, doesn't it? Oh, there's them two bums again. Roast and stew. Well, let's go check out that fort. What do you say?
I think I overheard you were coming from Kingman, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, what brings you farther north? Those cell phone towers are in Utah, 10 miles away. So your
Yeah.
phone or your watch is going to tell you the wrong time, anyways. We encounter that every day for the next 7, 8 months now.
Do you stay out here?
I live in Colorado City, so we've got some housing on site, and that's usually for like volunteers, interns, seasonal rangers. Um, then everyone else kind of commutes in Fredonia, Kanab, Colorado City, Bergen, someone from St. George.
Yeah, all these years I've never been to the North Rim, and this year I'm gonna make it.
Oh, good.
Every time I get up in this rate, it's still not open yet.
So you're not coming this trip, right?
No.
Okay, good. It's like I don't want to break bad news to you.
Yeah, no, it ain't open, yeah.
Usually mid-May.
Yeah.
Hard to say what weather we're going to get, because I bet spring is here. I doubt we'll get much more snow. So they're going to start getting everything ready up there, fixing whatever broke over the winter and making sure it's nice and shiny and new whenever everyone comes in. Make sure this building stays standing. Our maintenance crew does all kinds of good work. They just replaced a fair amount of the mortar between the stonework. They do that every few years. That's why once you get outside, the ponds are dry right now.
Yeah.
They're going to replace the mortar in those historic ponds next, but it has to take months to dry out. So they're always working on something here to keep it going.
Yeah. Is the spring running now?
It is typically. Right now, it's been diverted away because of that pond project. Historically, it did flow about 10 times faster than what it does now.
Really?
So we're around 4 to 5 gallons per minute.
Yeah.
Historically, it was about 40 to 50.
Wow.
So it was pretty substantial spring flow.
Yeah. Yeah, that is.
Starting in the 70s, people were drilling wells upstream, so downstream our water level started to drop. So
How dare they?
it's the same water in the visitor center, so we're adding to that same problem.
Nice young man. These are all rooms where the people lived. All their bedrooms upstairs. These are not actual furniture. It's been donated. They tried to recreate it the best they could. Nice young man outside. He's very informative. The spring is turned off. He said because of housing development, they've lost their water flow through the years. Used to be 40 or 50 gallons a minute. Now it's down to 3 or 4. But they diverted the water for now and trying to get it going again. You can see the old desk, beds, stove, wash basin, all of it.
Room on the right was the very first telegraph station in Arizona.
I seen the thing. I was going to ask you. They had telegraph here.
Yeah. First one in Arizona inside that room.
I'll be done.
The wire and the insulators largely are still original. They would have been Civil War surplus. It all came from the east somewhere. So it helped make the world a lot smaller of a place. Here the wire was represented in Salt Lake City. You tie onto the transcontinental line there, then send a message from here to Boston, here to Los Angeles, and everywhere else in between.
Well, he said it's the first telegraph office in Arizona was here when they had the troops here. You could send a message across the world right out of Pipe Springs here. Well done rooms. There's a little basement area. We'll go down below, check those. Definitely worth a stop if you get out this way. Here's the same view they had 100+ years ago. Looking over the cattle and everything down there. The view never changes.
What do you think? Like to live out here 150 years ago? Make this your home?
You know, I always think when I come to these places that I'm looking at the same view they had.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
You know, I always think that when I go. 100, 200, 300 years. Whether it's the Indians or the settlers, you know, that's their view.
Exactly. Yeah, much of the landscape has this room on the right side filling the trough, so you'd have access to the water within the building as well. And with that spring flow, it would be nice and cold in there.
They made cheese down here. The water would actually be flowing through here out this pipe, but they have it turned off for repair right now. He said they would sell cheese and haul it clear to Hurricane. 4-day wagon ride to get over there. Big old vat must be where they made their cheese in. Pretty interesting. And the ponds would be full. They're cleaning the algae out of them. I guess they have a problem with algae growing in them too. The water would be running right through the building and come right out through here. So they had running water year round. Right here at Pipe Springs. Supposed to be a couple old bunkhouses out here, all fixed up. Way out that direction somewhere is Grand Canyon. Long ways. Oh, wow, these are big. Huh. Here you go. This was their stables or bunkhouse or something. There's some old saddles. Log roof. So you can stay in here with the horse. Fireplace. I'll be darned. Well, the amount of cattle that they raised here. Place to eat, sleep. Very well done. My goodness, very well done and preserved. All right, well, you can hike up on that ridge. I'm kind of wore out still from hiking the other day. When the good grass grows, oh wow. They ate it down. It didn't come back. Probably overgrazing the area. But way up there is a trail you can hike on if you want. There's the old telegraph wire right there with the poles. So it's been in there 150 years. Interesting. Fun little stop for being out here in the middle of nowhere. I keep thinking about, he said it was a 4-day wagon ride to Hurricane from here. And actually, miles wise, I think we're maybe 30 miles. Somewhere around there. 4-day wagon ride. Yeah, he said with all the houses being built around here, it's diminished the water flow. Old cover wagon. There's your old 2 horsepower RV. You think RV's new? Heck no. All right, well, let's head back towards the van. Keep the wheels turning. Yeah, that is a lot of algae. They're cleaning all this out right now, he said. Next stop, Kanab, Utah. We're going to head right back into Utah. There's a little town down the road called Fredonia. Yeah, no one's here yet. One rig pulled in. That's it. Couple RV parks here. Up at the stop sign, if you make a right, you got to go quite a few miles. That'll cut you right down to that Jacobs Lake, and also the road that'll take you into the north rim of the Grand Canyon. Which one of these times I really want to make it this year. I'd love to visit the north rim. I've never been there. But it's not even open yet. It doesn't even open till May. Heck, we're in March. All right. Cut through here. We got about 10 miles. We'll be right back in Utah. Flat as a pancake here. There's no mountains here. There will be right up the road. I'm pretty sure that 1 or 2 of the big rafting companies that do the Colorado River rafts, they go out of Lee's Ferry. Matter of fact, tomorrow, maybe we'll cut through Lee's Ferry. Check that again. That is so pretty through there. The goal is to get up to Page tonight. I reserved a RV site right in the town at a campground. We'll stop see Lake Powell today. Then tomorrow, I'm gonna head down towards Flagstaff. So maybe the weather's good. We'll check out Lee's Ferry too on the way through. Also, I've noticed too on Google Maps, there's some old ancient ruins going in right before you get into Flagstaff. That might be fun to check out too. We'll make an adventure one way or the other, huh? But wouldn't it be crazy to take one of those Colorado rafting trips? It's like 4 weeks to go through the canyon on a raft. My goodness. That'd be nuts, huh? Just a couple miles. Back into some cliffs. All the red dirt. Okay, we left Utah, went into Arizona, and right here, see the sign? Welcome back to Utah. Yay! Then we're going to leave Utah again here in a few hours, about 2-3 hours. I want to stop up here in Kanab, check out the old town. Welcome to Kanab, Utah. All right, we'll actually be making a right up here when we leave. Old motel there. But about 2-3 blocks up the road here should be that visitor center. And also Old Town Kanab. This place is famous. Got all kinds of old history. Mining in the mountains, plus Western films. Oh, here it is. I've seen this building online. It is really painted up. Well, what do you say? Let's check it out. Heck yeah. Colorful building, isn't it? Painted buffalo out here. Trees are just now starting to bloom out. 'Tis the season, almost springtime. Kane County. Maps, information, brochures. We'll go inside. I see an open sign. Utah's Little Hollywood. All the old movie actors that were here filming. Look at this. Here's another little sign. Bob and Bonnie. I've driven through here many times through this town, never stopped, so today we're stopping. Let's go on inside. Big old dinosaur skull there, skeleton thing. Scary looking, isn't it? And Grand Canyon. This is a perfect place. You need a brochure. Want some information about traveling around Utah, stop here. I talked to the guy at the counter, super nice, real knowledgeable. Yeah, around here it's anywhere from big red cliffs, old movies. Guess they got old movie towns that are all gone now, where they film like Gunsmoke and them type shows. Pink sand dunes. Have to go there one of these times. Bryce, I really wanted to get up to Bryce, but the snow got us this trip. Too cold up there yet. I'll make it there this summer, though. You bet I will. All right, well, not bad to come in here. Definitely, if you need a brochure, map, anything like that, get in here. Here's a sign. Ben Bates, 1933 to 2017. Another Western movie actor. Pretty big building. That was nice on the inside. Once again, if you need maps or brochures, that's where you want to stop. Well, we'll take a little walk around Old Town here. The guy inside back there just said walk up the street and you'll see everything we got for the old historic areas. There's your iron horse, literally. Who's this one? Tim Holt. Must have been an old time actor, huh? Omar Sharif. Oh my goodness, yeah, he was in a bunch of old westerns, wasn't he? Huge wood carving of a bear. That was one big tree they used for that one. Old motel lodge across the street. Stagecoach. It's like a restaurant. They really cater to the Western theme here, don't they? Another bear. Bear carving. Maureen O'Hare. I haven't heard these names in years. My goodness, right out here at the trail's end. I bet some of the old actors ate at these places. Pharmacist on duty. Old drugstore. Kind of a neat old town, isn't it? Don Knotts. Oh my goodness, he was one funny guy. All the movies. He was on that Andy Griffith show. All right, well, nice little walk. Got out of the van, but we still got miles to do. I want to get trucking towards Lake Powell. Trees are just full of blossoms. Very cool. Bees are in there too. All kinds of little blossoms. See them? Springtime in Utah. One thing we're doing, we're going through time changes. It's an hour difference between Arizona and here in Utah. Between mountain and Pacific. Right now, Arizona's same as California. Fun stop. One of these days I'll actually spend a night here. Maybe later this summer I'll cruise through here going up to Bryce and Capitol Reef. That's still on the list to do. We got about 60 miles to cut across. Now, back at that visitor center, the guy was telling me there's another museum out of town here. It's more of a restaurant slash museum. He said they're just getting opened up. So I thought, well, let's take a little stop and see if we can't see it or check it out. Plus, might even get a little lunch there. Lot of traffic. Today is Saturday, so I guess weekends. But this Highway 89, that's a main highway. Clear down to Flagstaff. Heck, it goes all the way through the state. Alright, well, looks like that's it for town. There's a big new building. That must be a hotel they're building. Okay, it looks like we're about 8-9 miles up the road is that museum. Pretty drive through here. To the left you got mountains, to the right you just got a big open prairie. I think this is it up here, the museum. I'll follow that car. Veterinary hospital. Ooh, I bet it gets muddy here in the rains. There's the sign, Big Americana Museum. Wow, it looks like Western front buildings. This is fancy, huh? Once Upon a Time. It's the name of it. Covered wagon there. Barbecue trailer. All right, let me get parked. We'll check her out. Well, we got some wind now. Wind just kicked up. Big barbecue smoke wagon saloon. Barbecue trailer. You can smell the food cooking. Smells good. Maybe I'll grab something to eat here. Horse hitching post. They got all the building fronts all fixed up. Smoke wagon saloon. Huh. Well, what do you say? You want to check out the museum? Heck yeah. Well, let's do it. Okay, I'm in. I ordered a burger to go from their restaurant. They said they'd come find me. Cost $10 to see their museum here. According to the lady, that's Abraham Lincoln's original hat, one of them. Guess they got all kinds of signed posters from musicians. Supposed to be a car collection out back. So, should be interesting. This is brand new. This is quite the building. Wow, they do have a lot of posters. A lot of them do have signatures on them. Looks like movie stars from different actors. Houdini. Oh, look at this. Three Stooges. Remember them guys? They were funny. I remember them growing up. Bonnie and Clyde. My goodness. They got everything in here. Oh, wanted posters. Elvis Presley. Signed guitars. AC/DC. Led Zeppelin. Huh. Kind of amazing that they collected this much in one location. Here you go. Old buggy, old time car, mint condition. Slot machines, go to Vegas. Nickel and penny slots. Right next to dinosaur bones. Huh. Wild West gunfighters. Old General Custer. She called this her taxidermy room. They give you a little map to go around in here. Yeah, this is all brand new. Well, the amount of people that go up to the national parks and Lake Powell, heavily traveled road. Stagecoach. Everything is just in mint condition. Hey, Bullwinkle, the moose. Him and Yogi right there. There's a bison, buffalo. Binion's Horseshoe Hotel and Casino. Binion's, where's that at? Vegas? My goodness, what a collection here. Old truck. Mustang. Wow. There is some serious dollars sitting here. Huh. I like the colors, huh? They look good. Old gas pump. Shelby Mustangs. Those things got to be worth a fortune. Quite a collection. If this is all private, look at the sign. Get your kicks on Route 66. Drove that last year. Oh, that movie, Back to the Future. Even have NASCAR racers in here. My goodness. We're kind of out in the middle of nowhere along this Highway 89. See a collection like this. I guess it's worth $10. See all this stuff. That's something you'd see at that Matt's Off-Road games there, that thing. Deuces Wild. Custom built jalopy. What is that thing? A boat. I'll be darned. That is quite the watercraft right there, isn't it? Rudy Rudiger. Football helmet signed. Jerseys. They got autographs on almost everything they got displayed here. Gretzky. Michael Jordan. Stein collection for alcohol. And baseball signed by Babe Ruth. My goodness. Food was good. I ate it in the van so I could relax a little while. Took about a half-hour break. Checked emails. Okay, we're gonna head up here to Big Water, Utah Visitor Center. Then drop straight down into Arizona. Lake Powell and Page. That's where I'm gonna spend the night. Welcome to Big Water, Utah. We're real close to the state line again. There's a visitor center here. I've stopped here before. Sometimes it's open, sometimes it's not. But let's check it anyway. That area back there we just drove through, that's part of the Painted Desert. And to the south of us would be the mighty Grand Canyon. It's breezy. I've really got bounced around there at the winds. Cutting across. Alright, I think they're open. I see a couple cars. Look at that, they got yurts. You can rent a yurt. I'll be darned. Those look new too. But little picnic areas, you can stop, have a picnic. Alright, well, let's go on in, trout. There's a metal alligator, crocodile, whatever. Crocodile. Dinosaur eating crocodile. Looks like he got stepped on, doesn't it? Man, that wind's cooking. They are open. Yay. And some dinosaur bones. Another metal sculpture. Dinosaurs everywhere. Grand staircase. Connects up with the Grand Canyon. That'd be something to really get in there and explore that. Get like a Jeep and stuff. Be prepared to confront the wild and remote land. Oops. That's when you call that Matt's off-road. All right, let's go in. Get out of this wind. Real fossils in here, real bones. The big picture. Must be a huge area for dinosaurs here. There you go. Wow. I'd like to meet that at night when he's hungry. More big skulls. It's quite the collection in here. Very well displayed. We've seen a little bit of everything today, haven't we? Been quite the journey today. Quite a few stops. Not bad. We got more to go. Wow, look at that thing. That is colorful. Well, definitely worth a stop. I mean, it's small in here, not much, but they got excellent display of all these old artifacts. All right, let's roll. I'm getting a little tired. Good thing we're getting close to Page. Miles wise, the whole distance today be about 130 miles, right around there. Making quite a few stops, so well worth it, don't you think? Heck yeah. That's something. They had those brand new yurts behind that visitor center, though. Yeah, this is all looking brand new out here. There's some four-wheelers. Definitely a place to explore. I bet there are trails everywhere out here. Be absolutely perfect if you had a Jeep or some kind of off-road vehicle. Big old rock cliffs there. I bet people try to climb that thing. That is straight up, isn't it? Okay, we're getting in the Glen Canyon here. Now, off to the left, you can actually see the water stain on the cliffs over there. That's where Lake Powell should be. And it's not. Be interesting to see. There's an overlook. I'm going to stop. I've been there before. This trip, I'm not going to drive down to the marina, but we will stop at the dam. Glen Canyon Dam there in the bridge. Matter of fact, the visitor center ought to be open. The lady back at the other one at Big Water said they're open, so why not? I asked her too. She said I was number 92 visitor today. So 90 visitors on a slow day. That's pretty good. Hang on to your chairs. Here we go again. We are leaving Utah. See that big sign right there? Wait for it. Wait for it. And we are officially back in Arizona. Yay. Crossed the state line, what? 1, 2, that's our third time zigzagging between Utah and Arizona. There's one of the entrances to get back in there. All the way down to the lake. Not today. That overlook is right off to the left up on that cliff. This is probably the best view you'll ever get of the lake, right up here. I've stopped here a couple times. Well, we're losing our blue sky too. What's up with this? Wow. It's right back down again. Look at that. That is pathetic. Alright, well, let's get out and take a look. The winds are just screaming right now. All that should be full of water. It's all gone. There can't be 30% left of this lake. And it's a massive lake. Oh my goodness, it goes way up. There's the marina. It almost goes to the other side. Look at that. It's where all the big houseboats park. Mainly looks like a river anymore, doesn't it? Colorado makes it. I mean, Colorado River flows through here. There's the dam. We'll be down there. We'll drive down. Go to the visitor center, and there's Page, Arizona, the town right behind it. This will be home for the night. We're almost done driving. Yay. Last year I took that boat ride on part of that out there. You felt like you're way down in the canyon. From here it doesn't look that bad. That's a couple 100 feet drop off. Then that big rock, but you can just see there is nothing left of Lake Powell anymore. It'll never recover. It would have to be just a massive amount of weather for a lot of years to fill this thing back up. Because this is the reservoir that feeds Lake Mead. And Mead's low too. So they definitely got water issues and problems. Affects me down in Arizona. Part of where I'm at feeds off this. Pretty sad. Look how tiny that car is down on the road. It's like being up in a little plane up here, isn't it? Well, okay. Let's head on down to the dam. Go through the visitor center down there. Ooh, you know, I just remembered there's another museum in town. Hopefully that's open on a Saturday. Maybe so. We'll have to see. Way station here for trucks. Port of entry for Arizona. Yeah, that is cool though. We left Utah into Arizona, Colorado City, back over to Kanab, which was Utah, and now here back in Arizona. Plus, we're time traveling. Every time we cross the state line, it's an hour difference. Arizona never changes time, which is neat. I like that. All right, there's the dam up here off to the left. Also a big campground, dispersed camping. You can camp through here for free. Talk about red rocks, here you go. Big power grid off this dam. Through the years, I've stopped here. Visitor center hasn't always been open, especially during all that COVID stuff. It closed for quite a while. Looks open now, all kinds of cars here. We got tremendous access. You can really see the entire dam from up here. If you're a photographer, this is the place you want to come to. You won't be disappointed. That little platform's busy. We'll come back to that. You can see the backside of the dam better there. Look at that bridge. They just bolted into the rock. Amazing, huh? Probably in the old days, everyone drove across the dam. Well, quite a few cars coming in. Wish that wind would lay down a little bit. All right, well, let's go check out the inside up here. Impressive, isn't it? Built in the 50s, I believe, late 50s, 60s. Looks like a lot of water behind it, but it sure does look low. I don't know. They have those websites you can check for levels. But it's way down, my goodness. There's that bridge. Just bolted into the side of that thing. I'm sure it's safe. Been there forever. We got to drive across it. Yikes. Down there's a mighty Colorado River. There's the power plant for the dam. Water looks pure green. There you go. There's the Glen Canyon Dam. Right here at Lake Powell. Colorado River Storage Project, so it's all the different dams. Flaming Gorge, that's way up north. Glen Canyon. I need to go up to that Flaming Gorge. That thing was beautiful up there. Maybe we'll do that this summer. Still trying to figure out travels yet. Wayne Espinal Unit. So there's another dam. Blue Mesa Dam. Central Utah. So they all feed into this thing. There's the Colorado River Basin. Huge, isn't it? Just huge. Effects of the drought on Lake Powell has not been this low since 1969. Wow. The growing need for water. Oh my goodness. I know of the Phoenix TV stations, which I see all the time. It's always on there. Big topic. Always about Colorado River, amount of water, farmers, canals they built, aqueducts, an engineering marvel. That it is. I don't even think they. When's the last time they ever built a big dam?
Good afternoon, everyone. If anyone's interested in a free ranger program, please come find me, Ranger Phil, at the back of the rotunda in the exhibit area. I'll be talking about some of the smart animals that we have in the park here, and we'll be asking the question, are you smarter than a bird, Brady? One way to find out. I've got some challenges for everyone.
Alright, well, we can go out on the bridge itself. I'll walk out there. Peaceful in here without the wind. Plus Ranger's there. He said, "Are you smarter than a bird brain?" I don't want to know. Nope. Might not want that answer. That's funny. Rainbow Bridge National Monument. That's pretty, isn't it? What do we got here? Dinosaur tracks. Looks like they just cut the chunk of rock and brought it here. More dinosaur stuff. We've been seeing that all day, really. Okay, well, you can actually walk out on the bridge. I've done it before. Do that real quick, then I want to head into town. Find my campground. Call it a day. Alright, let's go check out the bridge. Temperature's really dropping. I'm freezing. Got my jacket on though. Well, we'll go out a little ways on the bridge. You can just feel the bridge shake every vehicle that goes over, like this big truck here. Here, I'll give you a look at the front of the dam through this little viewing hole here. There it is, Glen Canyon Dam, Lake Powell, Colorado River, right off the bridge here. Here's the other side. There's your Colorado River. Flows right down towards the Grand Canyon. Tomorrow, if the weather ain't too bad, I want to go to that Lee's Ferry. We'll see the river again there. Look at all them power lines too. My goodness. Kind of interesting to come here, though, just to think about all the people that worked to build this thing and everything. Well, the grass isn't green yet. Close, though. Before you know it, we'll have hot weather. That's a big old tree right there, isn't it? This viewing platform's empty. Let's check it. Now you can see the back of the dam a little bit. There's the intake for the water to go through the power plant. Can really see what they call it, the bathtub ring, the water stain. Just a massive structure. Glad I stopped. It's always nice to see it. I just checked the phone. That little museum in Page is open as well. We'll stop on the way to the campground. Page isn't that big of a town. Very busy town. I believe it was created when they built the dam. Well, hopefully the weather tomorrow is nicer than it is now. Must be like a little storm front passing through. Yeah, that's a long ways down there. If you're scared of heights, close your eyes. This big empty lot off to the right, they used to camp there. I don't know if they still allow you to or not. People would overnight camp there. Then there's hiking trails off to the left too. Well, it's getting almost 3 o'clock. I think that museum was open till 4. Welcome to Page, Arizona. Roundabouts everywhere now. They put them in all over. Keeps from having traffic lights, I guess. Big golf course off to the right up here. All kinds of motels and hotels in this town. Huge for tourism. Not only for Lake Powell, you got all the national parks up in Utah, not too far away, Zion, all that. Huge travel. Kind of isolated up here too. Bowling alley. Okay, that museum should be off the left right there. Yep. I'm gonna park over here in the store parking lot. All kinds of tours here you can take. Go out in the desert, all the rock formations. Kind of pricey though. It's not cheap to do those. Old boat there, probably from the Colorado River days. It's called the Powell Museum and it's open. We're just making it.
So as far as descendants go, direct descendants of Powell,
$5 to get in.
there's not much known about the $1 thing.
Looks like they got more dinosaur bones.
Some people think that maybe she was mentally challenged and Powell kind of
Huge.
things like that because she never married or had children.
Huge, huge.
Historically, not much known.
Well, that one's in plaster. That's a real deal there. That's how they pull them out.
Some of the type of equipment he was using is
I've seen that on TV before.
that's a sextant down there.
They encase it with plaster and then they pull them out and then clean off the bones.
That man's got that sextant.
Wow, that's a real deal. They were big animals, weren't they?
One of my favorite quotes that Powell wrote in one of his journals, he said, as painful as it was to have your arm amputated without anesthesia, he said it was more painful listening to the guy ahead of you getting his arm amputated without anesthesia. He had it working.
And looks like pictures from when they were building the dam. And that bridge. Look at that thing. That's a long ways down there to the river. Don't that thing look evil? Oh man.
He wants to see that kind of done. So this picture right here, the artist painted this picture from the photograph. But the original photograph, the background was different than what the artist painted. So here's the original photo.
That's back when the lake was full.
He got the two people.
I took one of those boat rides last year.
When you look at the background, he painted a much prettier background than the photograph showed.
Fishing on Lake Powell. There, they're stocking the lake. Well, hopefully it comes back. Old aerial photos of Page. They actually called it a government camp when they were building the dam. You can see what it looked like when there was water in there through the years. It's really grown. Pretty amazing. River runners rafting to Colorado. Big business.
So Powell's the first guy that pulled the
Huge.
river down the bottom, but the Spanish had been here for 700 years before.
Clear up into Colorado even, huh?
California and the Southwest, Mexico have lots of Spanish influence. Got the map all figured out? Do this. A little bit, yeah.
And display on the city here. The city is born. Look at that. They called it government camp when they first started building the dam. Now it's a city.
Colorado River starts in the state of Colorado in Rocky Mountain National Park. That's the headwaters. The bottom.
Well, the amount of tourism, like I said earlier, oh my goodness. It's huge. That's a beautiful portrait. That thing is huge. Running a weave, weaving the fabric.
Yeah, I was gonna say, when I was a kid, I don't remember.
It's probably a lost art now. Must be some of the work there. That is really, really well done, isn't it? Sheep in the desert.
Didn't plan on going to Lake Powell, but I'm like, well, I'll wait for rain to come here.
Exactly. That's fun.
Thank you so much.
Well, thank you for coming.
A little info on John Wesley Powell, the scientist and explorer. Discovered this area. 1869, wow. Oh, not a bad little museum. It's worth $5. They're saving history. You know, Page is a fairly new town, so there ain't a ton of history here, but a lot of Native American history. Survey equipment and everything. Pretty darn cool. Highly recommend coming in here.
We didn't have much of one this year. It's not looking good for fire season for us.
Not until late. You got a couple of.
Those are pretty cool old black and white photos. Running the river. Right down the street, there's some walls with big pictures on them right in front of City Hall. I've seen these before. This is Town Hall here. Navajo Generating Station. Yeah, they got a huge power plant. Quite a ways out of town here. Horseshoe Bend, that's probably one of the most photographed places. That's south of town here, a few miles. I hiked down to that thing once. Cliff dwellers had their homes right in the rocks. How would you ever get there? Man, imagine being the first one to ever see the Grand Canyon. That is something. There's the Rainbow Bridge Monument. There they are building a dam. Glen Canyon Dam. They had to divert that river all the way around that thing, right through that rock. Kind of a map of Page. Yeah, kind of looks like the same picture from the museum, doesn't it? Aerial view. Yep, still working on the dam there. Kind of neat area down here. It's right in front of City Hall. If you're in town, come on down, check it out. And Antelope Canyon, but there's a lot of restrictions on photography and everything there. It's kind of pricey to go to as well. All right, back to the van we go. Campground I'm staying at's on the south side of town here. You can see though, Page has a little bit of everything. Safeway, hardware stores, banks, a ton of motels and hotels. Pretty good sized little city. If you get a chance, get over to the website, RVerTV.tv. There you sign up free newsletter. There you'll find all kinds of information on travels, future travels, stories, pictures, downloadable puzzles. That's all free. Plus, got a merch shop. Armchair Traveler Series, all the coffee mugs, hats, t-shirts. They're out now, very popular. We also have the mug shots. Send us a picture, you holding a coffee mug, and we'll get you in the next newsletter. Once again, it's RVerTV.tv, and I appreciate it very much. All right up here, we're almost out of town on the south end. This is the campground, gonna spend the night. Kind of tired, we had a busy day. About 130 miles, but a lot of stops. I hope you enjoyed it. Tomorrow we're going to be trucking south. I'd like to get into that Lee's Ferry along the Colorado River, and from there we're going to continue on down to Flagstaff. See what else we can find on our way down. All right, here's home for the night. Journey continues. Talk soon.